And we're going to go over tenant representation. And then why should I look at tenant representation? You know, a lot of people ask that because a lot of people think of real estate in general as, I want to go help people buy that big office building down the street or go buy this multifamily complex. And that's kind of what they think about. Well, there's the massive side of tenant representation and landlord representation to get all these tenants into your building and paying you money is what makes you money, right? It's like being the leasing manager of an apartment complex, right? That's the only way you get money is by having tenants who are paying. And the tenant rep brokers get paid very handsomely. The landlord rep, which we'll be talking about next time, they actually make less money per transaction for the most part, but they have people coming to them and they usually have a much larger portfolio. So it's a little bit different of a mindset shift there. But yeah, let's get started because it is a lot of information and we're going to run through a few things. And then like the email that Gary did send out, he sent out a whole, I mean, it's like 80 pages, I don't know, it's a ton of pages, a whole bunch of information. So remember, we want you guys to ask questions. How can we make this better? What should we add? Because the final product will obviously be much more information because we have the handouts, we have me talking, we have y'all's questions. We're going to add stuff to it to make this really robust. But in 1 hour time, we can't run through everything that could be available, right? So we want your feedback as well. So make sure we are participating if you don't mind. But tenant rep, this is the fastest way to make money in our industry. Because like I said, if you are jumping in, everyone needs a place to operate their business from. Not everybody, but most people, right? It's a need. If you want to focus on investment sales, that's a want. People can bail on that at the drop of a hat. And it's just much harder, much longer turn times. You can close a tenant rep deal in a week if you find the right product. So just keep that in mind. Do not shy away from tenant rep. We just like wrap one up and the commission was 60,000. So there could be some big dollar figures there. Let's see. All right. So before we get into the main document, I just wanted to say, you know, what is a tenant rep broker? And the definition is a commercial real estate tenant representative is a licensed real estate agent that represents tenants who lease office, retail, or warehouse space. So a tenant rep broker does not lease apartment complexes. They don't go into hotels. They don't go into anything crazy like that. It's really just those three asset classes that we focus on or that a tenant rep broker would focus on, right? Retail, office, and industrial. And then of course, the definition of a lease, which is what the instrument they finalize the documents are, is it's a written agreement under which a property owner allows a tenant to use the property for a specific period of time in return for payment of agreed upon rent. That sounds kind of a fancy term, but that's what it is, right? And just like if you are on the investment side, you flip that around. So you're buying the real estate, but technically you're buying a set of cash flows that are coming in based on the net operating income of those cash flows gives you the price you're able to pay based on your criteria. And we're going to go into that in another class going over investment sales. But let's look at this document I created. It is a class. Where is that document? There it is. All right. So tenant representation.